Hari Om. I bow down to the divine Atma Jyoti in you. My dear lovely Balakrishnas and Vivekanandas, let us continue the Mahabharata stories. In the Mahabharata story so far, we have seen that due to the unfair treatment by the Kauravas, Pandavas had to go to the Vanavasa and Ajnatavasa. And after coming back, as promised, Kauravas denied to give them whatever was due to Pandavas. And this led to a war. The war, the greatest war of all times, Kurukshetra war. Because if such a conduct is continued in life, then the whole society will become totally in chaotic shape. It will become very difficult for anyone to trust others. So as the king, one of the duty of the king is to make sure that fairness, justice is established. So that is what Sri Krishna also says. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Whenever there is a rise in adharma, abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. To quell, to get rid of that adharma, I will again and again come back and I will uphold dharma. So this war was also like that. At one level, you can think of this war as a war between Kauravas and the Pandavas, between two groups. One group which was not playing by the dharmic rules, another one which was playing by the dharmic rules, and how dharma was established at the society level. At a much deeper level, Kurukshetra war is an internal war. Within each one of us, there can be evil tendencies which can make us do wrong things. What is the wrong thing? That which brings about some kind of a disharmony in our own environment, disharmony to others, disharmony within ourselves. That would be a wrong conduct, adharmic conduct. Imagine there was a test, and let's say it's a test of, let's say, English, and you got 85, and you are a little sad. You are expecting 95, and your friend asks you, and for some reason, let's say you lie. Now the worry will be in your mind. What if my friend finds out that I lied to him? So you will have to now continue to lie more and more. You will have to avoid sharing things with him. So this causes a disharmony within you and to your friend. Your friend also will sense that. So that would be an adharmic behavior. Like that here, Mahabharata can be related to how we also conduct ourselves in our day-to-day life. When we conduct ourselves in the dharmic way. What is dharmic way? That which brings about total harmony, health, peace, happiness to others and within us. Then that would be dharmic conduct. So here, Kauravas can be seen as our evil tendencies. Pandavas, our own senses. And who is the Sarathi of Pandavas? Sri Krishna. So when we bring Sri Krishna in our intellect, the jnana, the knowledge given by Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, in our intellect, and we conduct our life, then it will be a dharmic conduct. So therefore, Mahabharata can be seen as a story that happened outside and as a story that constantly happens within us. More and more, we live in accordance with Sri Krishna's suggestions, advice given in the Bhagavad Gita. And what kind of advice he has given? He has given advice based on the existential truth, how nature is. So when we align ourselves to Sri Krishna's instructions in Bhagavad Gita, then that is alignment to dharma. So therefore, My dear lovely children, Mahabharata is not just a story that is happening outside in Kurukshetra or happened sometime back between two groups. It's a living story. It's a story that happens in each and everyone's mind. And who wins? The one who is guided by Sri Krishna. That's the ultimate statement. And that is what is happening even in our today's Mahabharata war. So far you've seen so many of the great Kauravas like Bhishma got killed. And now Drona has been made the commander-in-chief. And the war is already in the 14th day. And today the war is killing so many people on both the sides. And in the yesterday's war, Drona has killed Drishtadumna's father, Drupada. And Drishtadumna is now raging with anger. I want to take revenge. And it so happens that today there is an elephant by the name Ashwathama. Krishna decides the only way to kill Drona is by sending a wrong message to him that his son Ashwathama is killed. And Drona, he knows, would not believe anybody but Yudhishthira. So Krishna suggests to Yudhishthira, say that Ashwathama is killed. Yudhishthira says, oh, I have taken the oath not to lie. He says, then there is a elephant named Ashwathama. He asks Bhima to kill that elephant. And Bhima kills that elephant. Now he asks Yudhishthira, now announce that Ashwathama is killed. And at the end say, the elephant. Ashwathamo hato kunjara. So like that he says, kunjara means elephant. It comes at the end. So by the time Yudhishthira is saying elephant, Arjuna, Krishna and all the Pandavas, they start blowing their conch. And all that Drona could hear was that Ashwathama is killed. So he is so deeply attached to his son. So he sits down by leaving all his weapons, closes his eyes in grief. And Drishtadumna takes that moment and cuts his head off. That's how Drona is killed. Then Dushyasana is killed by Bhima. Dushyasana had done the most outrageous thing by trying to disrobe Draupadi. So Bhima remembers and he had brought the same kind of a treatment to Dushyasana. Now Karna is made the commander-in-chief and he also fights valiantly. But because he also had been cursed by his guru Parashurama, because Karna had done the most egregious sin, the worst kind of a sin, and that is lying to a guru. His guru was Parashurama. He lied to Parashurama that he is a Brahmana when he had gone to learn the Astras. When eventually Parashurama had learned that he is a Kshatriya in disguise, he had cursed him that all the greatest knowledge I have given to you may go away from your memory when you need it the most. So today it so happened in the Mahabharata war, his wheel got buried. And when he was trying to remove that, he suddenly was attacked by Arjuna. And Krishna tells Arjuna, this is the right time. Go and chop his head off with your arrow. And now Karna wants to remember another astra which he can send towards Arjuna. But the knowledge has evaporated from his mind. So the wrong things we do in life come back to us like this. So at that moment, that is what happened to Karna. So he also got killed. Then Shakuni got killed by Sahadeva. And ultimately, now that all the great Kauravas have been killed, Duryodhana becomes really terrified, upset. And he says, I will take rest. So he goes and hides himself under a lake. But Pandavas find out that he is hidden there. And they come and they call him out by saying, are you covered to go and sit under a lake? So now Duryodhana gets very angry. He comes out to fight. And he says, whoever is ready, I am ready to fight with them. Among the Pandavas, he calls. Of course, who comes? Bhima comes. Bhima and Duryodhana are fighting. And one of the weakest spot for Duryodhana was his thighs. So Krishna indicates you hit him at the thighs. But during those days, that was not in the war rules. But Krishna says, remember how Duryodhana has always been evil. He has never really followed any rules. So such an evil tendency can be killed or removed by only a different kind of an action. So at this moment, it is okay, perfectly okay to hit him below the thighs. So thus, even Duryodhana, mightiest Duryodhana, who fought, was so jealous, who was holding on everything, he is also decimated. So in retaliation, Ashwathama and Kripa and others, in the night they go and they want to murder the sleeping Pandavas. And unfortunately, they think there are 5 children of Draupadi sleeping. They think they're the Pandavas and they kill them. So like that, the war is a situation or an activity which brings only grief and destruction to everyone involved. Neither of them actually, in a way, won. In a way, Pandavas won after having decimated all the Kauravas. But at what cost? So many of the greatest friends and their relatives also got killed. So on that note, that war is not a solution, fighting. However, sometimes when the other side is unwilling to resort to reason and to discussion, one may have to take up such a path. And that is only at the very end. Recall, Krishna first went to do the sandhana, to bring them together. Only because it failed, he had no other choice but to resort to such an approach. So, on that note, my lovely children, I will stop today's story and we will continue our Mahabharata adventure in the next episode. Till then, Hari Om.